Wow, my video on tariffs and what I'm going to be doing to prepare for the tariffs really hit a nerve. And I have to tell you, I don't have a good feeling about this. So this has really been weighing on my mind, so I thought I would go ahead and address it today. In my video where I was talking about the tariffs and how I'm not going to be doing anything different. I'm not stockpiling anything different. I'm just waiting to see what happens. I've been seeing all the fallout of what's been happening with the tariffs and people's reactions to them. I was really shocked at what's happening. So I went and looked and I found this graph of the stock market crashing. I was like, oh my goodness, this is really awful. Because I got a couple of comments that say, well, Tara, you may not be worried, but those of us who have money in the stock market, we don't have time to recover what we've lost. And so this is tragic for us because we're losing so much money. So I'm assuming they're in their 60s, 70s, whatever, and they don't have time for the stock market to recover for them. So I went and looked at the stock market over the last 6 months. I was like, holy cow, this is really bad. I totally get it. This is scary. So then I went and looked at the stock market over the last 10 years. And I was sitting here thinking, this is barely even a blip. What is everybody hollering about? As a matter of fact, in 2022, the stock market was way lower for pretty much the entire year. And you didn't hear everybody screaming with their hair on fire in 2022 that the stock market was so bad. Why is it this time everyone's saying it's so bad? And it got me to thinking, over the last year, those of us who have been following us have noticed, maybe, that I have been shifting my channel more towards saving groceries and trying to focus on saving groceries and get people to understand how easy it is to cook at home, how easy it is to save money at the grocery store. As I was thinking about that for some of the upcoming videos that I'm doing, I got to realizing, okay, everyone's really upset about the stock market crashing. It's not crashing, but not at the moment, at least. I'm not saying it couldn't, but at the moment it's not. But everyone's so upset over the stock market. They're upset over the price of eggs being $6 a dozen here in Wyoming. And they're upset with all of these minor things that are happening, and they don't actually see the big picture. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. We have quick and easy recipes your family will love to help you get in and out of the kitchen fast. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. It's 25% off now. So I commented, I happened to see a video on the price of eggs, and I commented, and I got the top comment. Thank you very much. But I got the top comment because what I said was, everyone is worried about eggs being $6 a dozen, but they don't think about the fact that they are paying 29% interest on their credit cards. And one person even said they're paying 39% interest on their credit cards. They're paying interest by buying a new car or financing a new car every few years. They're paying interest on all of these student loans that they shouldn't have taken out in the first place. And everyone's worried about these small price increases, like for eggs and groceries and that type of thing. And they're not looking at the big picture of how much they are spending on things like credit card interest, car loan interest, house interest, student loan interest. And so it got to me to thinking, I was like, okay, how much are Americans actually spending on interest a year? And I looked it up, and they are spending $649,000 in their lifetime is the average American amount that they spend on interest payments. That's the average. So if you earn $50,000 a year, let's just say you earn $50,000 a year over 40 years, you're working 13 years or almost a third of your working life just paying someone else to borrow their money. Let that sink in. Seriously, let that sink in. And I'll be honest, I'm having a hard time doing videos on helping people to save money on their groceries, because I know there are much bigger problems that they need to take care of first before they stress out about their grocery bill. Now, yes, your grocery bill is actually one of the easiest ways to save money. The reason why I decided to write my cookbook was because in 1997, when I was pregnant with my first child on bed rest, I was in all these chat forums. And the one thing people kept complaining about over and over and over again was the price of groceries. They just could not afford the price of groceries when eggs were 39 cents a dozen. And they kept complaining and complaining about the price of groceries. So I was giving them all kinds of free advice on those forums. I mean, I would go in and tell them, well, why are you buying taco seasoning? Make your own homemade for literally 5 cents. Why are you going out to eat? You can make this at home for $2 for a family of 4. And now 30 years later, I still feed my family, which there's 3 or 4 of us, depending on who's home and not, but I still feed 3 to 4 of us for $5 for dinner, even today. And I think it's great to save on your grocery bill. And I am focusing on ways to save money on your grocery bill. And if you need actual recipes, I am going to be putting some on this channel, but my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, I'll link it in the description below. I cook some of the recipes from my cookbooks, showing you how easy it is to cook at home so you don't have to be eating out so much. But the problem is people are focusing on the price of groceries instead of focusing on the things they can change. So what are some things that you can change? Well, you can stop eating out, first of all. I was horrified when I learned for a family of 4 to go out to eat now, it's about $100. That is absolutely ridiculous. The average person is spending $649,000 in their lifetime, working 13 years of their 40 years working in their life just to pay interest. Just to pay interest. I sell a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace because I'll find things at the thrift store and then I'll turn around, not use them, and decide, okay, I'll just sell it or whatever. And I have a lot of people coming to my house to pick up things for Facebook Marketplace. And 9 out of 10 times they say, wow, you're so lucky to have such a cool house. This is so nice back here. You just don't know how lucky you are. Luck has nothing to do with it. My $649,000 that I would have been paying for the average person's interest rates, because I've never had car loans, never had student loans, never had credit card interest, all went into my house. All that money went into my house so that I can have a really nice house to live in, which is what Mike and I had set for a goal, is to have a really nice, calm, peaceful house. That was a goal that we had set for ourselves. So in order to reach that goal, we've never taken out a car loan. We've paid a very minute amount in credit card interest. It was just a couple of months that one time we paid, I don't know, I think maybe we've paid $200 in credit card interest in our entire 30 years of being married, because we just pay it off every month. So that way, instead of all that money going to pay some bank somewhere, we're paying ourselves, and we were able to buy a really nice house. So while I can understand why everyone is upset with the tariffs and all of that, the thing is, first of all, this is a poker game, guys. President Trump is really good at playing poker. So I have a feeling the majority of these aren't even going to go into effect. But secondly, you have to realize, it's scary because I don't think people understand what bringing American jobs back to America is going to do. It is going to cause prices to go up. Why? Because Americans will not work for cheap labor. They won't. When you don't have cheap labor, your prices are going to go up. And it was interesting because I was watching another YouTuber talk about buying products in America, and he said, I think a lot of Americans would be more than happy to buy products here in America, but well, you either can't get them or they're too expensive. That's what's going to happen. The reason why we've had cheap products for the last 30 or 40 years, however long it's been, is because we are using someone else's cheap labor. It's just a fact of life. So those same Q-tips that are made in China that you can pay $2 or $3 for a box, if you have them made here in America, they're going to cost $6. Everyone thinks that having, a fair living wage, which is ridiculous anyway, you can get a fair wage if you just get a decent job. The minimum wage standards that we have, those are for teenagers starting out to get experience in the work world, not a living wage. It's just not. But people can't seem to understand that. And there are plenty of jobs still now. But prices are going to go up. So you have to get yourself in a situation where if your prices go up, you're going to say, okay, I will be okay if that happens. Let's say everything goes up another 25%, another 25%. Well, for us, yes, I would hate to see that extra 25% go away, but it's not going to make us homeless. We can afford to absorb that extra 25% because we have set up to where we are almost 100% debt-free, not quite. We have a little bit left on our house, and I think in just a couple of months, we're going to get our house paid off, and then we will be completely debt-free. We have no car payments. We have no student loans. We have no credit card interest. And we have set ourselves up so that when these huge dips come in the economy and prices go up, it doesn't affect us as much as it would someone else. So yes, I am going to be doing a lot of videos on saving on groceries. That's the focus of my channel, and that's the focus of my other channel, Super Easy Recipes. That's specifically the recipes. And then this channel is mostly on general savings, how to shop, that kind of thing. I'm going to be putting some recipes and that type of thing in there also. But think about this, that while you're upset with the tariffs and all of the prices going up, and yes, it's going to hurt for a little bit and all of that, think about the bigger picture things that you need to cut and get paid off and get under control. I know people who literally spend over $2,500 a month just to eat food for 3 people. And I wish I could say that this is uncommon. It's not. It's not at all. I thought it was me when I was going to the grocery store just because I'm hyper observant of what people spend on groceries because that's what we do. But I got this comment this morning and I thought, okay, thank you. I am confirmed. This is from Still Spaniel, I think is what it is. I work in big box and believe me, there's a reason that folks drop 500 plus in one trip. Stop with the chips of various science incarnations, cases of beers, 30 bottles of wine, steak, salmon, pre-made meals. Need I go on? I wish folks would follow your advice and not complain their grocery charge is $2,000 this month. Tasty, healthy meals are simple at best. And they're right. People are spending this amount of money. But you're not going to save on your grocery bill as long as you're buying beer, as long as you're buying any booze. Do you know what the #1 thing sold at grocery stores is, aside from bananas? Pre-cut fruits and vegetables and the individual chip serving, the little individual chip bags for school lunches. Those 2 are the top 2 things that are sold at grocery stores. And then people wonder why they can't get their grocery bill down. But I have to tell you, I think things are just going to get worse. So you need to be bracing yourself. Yes, I 100% agree in everything that our president is doing right now, and I'm okay with it because I didn't agree in the first place when we gave all our business to China as it was. I remember the whole hoo-ha when Walmart said they were only buying made in the USA and then they weren't anymore. But the fact is, we've gotten very, very spoiled. And if you want American jobs over here, You're going to be paying American prices, which are going to be higher than what you can get using the cheap labor that we get in Asian and South American countries. It's just a fact of life. So I'd really like to encourage you, yes, start focusing on your grocery bill, because that's something easy that you can start cutting, and start cutting your grocery bill. Just cut out the chips, cut out the booze, cut out the pre-made snacks, pre-cut fruits and vegetables. And right there, you'll probably have $100 to $200 to start paying off your credit cards and your student loans and your car loans. The fact of the matter is, most people earn over $100,000 in their household with both people working. And so if you cut down and lived on $70,000 a year, in 1 or 2 years, you could probably have all of your debt paid off, even quicker maybe. But people don't want to tighten up their belts and just get it done and be finished with it. They just want to keep spending. One of these days, we're going to end up paying the piper. So I say, get ready for a ride. Start doing everything you can, cut back to the bare minimum and get all of your debt paid off, so that if or when things really start getting worse, then you can hang on for the ride, but you're not drowning as you're going down that river. You can stay on top of the tube instead of getting sucked under in the river as you're going. Anybody have that feeling before? It's not fun. But it's a lot more fun to glide on top of the river than to be fighting as you're drowning underneath while you're hurling down the river, which right now I think we're getting ready to hurl down the river. So go watch this video next for more ideas on how to save money on groceries. Visit us at livingonadime.com. We will see you guys next time.